Hey guys, what's up? It's me here for a little bit of a different video. A little bit more high energy because I'm talking about something I actually enjoy in this one. Kind of. No, I'm just usually a low energy type of person. The high energy YouTube voice isn't really my shtick, so to speak. So I just wanted to start off with a more energetic intro. But today I'm just going to be talking about some of my favorite cars in my Hot Wheels collection, or really my diecast collection, because these are like kind of, I don't want to say my most valuable because I don't really collect for the money of it, but these are definitely the most valuable in the collection. They are my chases, my treasure hunts, my stuff like that. I don't really obviously, when I'm out hunting, I look for chases and stuff like that, but I don't really collect it for that, for money. I'm in it for the love of the game, because that's just autism for you. But yeah, I'm just going to be going over my like treasure hunts, chases, some more interesting pieces out of the collection that aren't just main lines or stuff like that. But we are going to be starting with main lines, actually. We're going to be starting with my 4 early 2000s treasure hunts, or yeah, no, early 2000s. One, I thought one of them was 90s because it is a blue card, but it's not. It's from 2000. And we're just going to get right into it here. We're going to go ahead and start with the Sweet 16 2. This is the second earliest treasure hunt that I have. It's in pretty rough shape, but I have I believe it's called an express lane. It's from 1996, but the blister's like really fucked up on it, and it doesn't have real riders. It's just a normal 5 spokes. So this is like the earliest real super treasure hunt-ish that I do have. And yeah, it's, I obviously picked it up for, the fact that it is a, Highway 35 car. That series in general is my all-time favorite. And really any of the, 50 cars, or no, 49 cars that were, no, it is 50, I'm stupid. Any of the 50 cars that were featured either in the World Race line or the, THQ games. Those are going to be my all-time favorite castings. Those are the ones I'm always looking for when I'm at a convention or when I'm in stores. And seeing a lot of them pop back up in the main lines, like the Diora 2 and the 24/7, those are really, really made me really happy to see those. But yeah, this Sweet 16 here, we haven't seen Sweet 16 since I believe 2011 when it was a multi-pack exclusive for the last time, and really that's the fate of really any of these old fantasy castings, is they just get relegated to multi-packs and then they're just phased out. Here's a sneak preview, but we're gonna go ahead and go over these one of these later. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and look at some of the details and appreciate the design elements of these older cars here, just because they're very different than what you see in terms of super treasure hunts and in the modern main lines. And speaking of which, I actually have quite a few of them here that we're going to go ahead and go over as well. This is just going to be like a long, ranty video, so you just put it on in the background, and if you just like listening to somebody yap about Hot Wheels for a long time, then that's much appreciated that you stick around. So yeah, obviously, you can see it's at an interesting angle here. It's not only because it's like wedged in at a weird angle, but also because there's a plastic film along the back there that I'm assuming is there to help protect the wheels. Matchbox uses this in most of their cards, and I do have one here as well. But yeah, you can see it's got a nice red enamel paint. It makes it look a little bit dull, especially from the back. It's pretty flat and boring along the back here. Although the treaded real riders definitely make up for that. You can see it's got a bare metal Zamac base. It's got a little bit of a smudge from a sticker or something here. Can't see anything there. Yeah, Sweet 16 2, 1997. This was also when they had like really elaborate treasure hunt logos that were on the side rather than just the default circle flame and the TH that you see in the modern main lines. It's got like a nice white and orange flame, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me try zooming in here. But you can see that it's also got like like a dotted design. I'm not really sure what you call this, but a lot of the early late 90s, early 2000s Tampos had this to simulate a fading. And that's obviously because they're limited to a certain amount of colors, only 4. And even though this one only uses 3, that's still a design element that you see on a lot of these treasure hunts. Is those dot designs? They're like kind of like old comic books, old black and white comic books. I think like I said, I don't really know what to call it, but I think it looks really, really good here. It's around the white part of the flames, so it kind of creates a natural fade to like an orange, then into a red, which is the background, and then into the whiteness of the flame. And I think that is like such a cool little detail that they did for this. All 4 of the treasure hunts have these exact same wheels. I believe they're called Steelies or something. That's not the official name. I think they're called Steelies because you can see like the rivets on the inside around the rim there. And then obviously, like I said, they are treaded reel riders, which are always nice to see. I'm not a huge fan of the slicks. I feel like they're used on a lot of car like models that I think they shouldn't be. And that's one you're going to see one of those later on here. But yeah, see, it's got like a $sign print along the banner here, and obviously this classic car design. This is my second favorite version of the Hot Wheels logo. The first favorite is obviously going to be this number 1 favorite. Obviously, I'm definitely biased because I was born in 2000, so these are the cards that I grew up with. But yeah, one of my birth year treasure hunts, and I'm just a really big fan of it. Sweet 16 2 is a fantastic casting that I'm really disappointed that it got phased out. I wish they, obviously all these castings, all of the World Race castings, I wish they still made today. But I understand why they can't, especially for some of the licensed like concept cars like the Pontiac Regis and the Chrysler Thunderbolt. I understand. But yeah, and the only other thing is I'm not really huge on the orange windshield. I don't feel like it makes a good contrast. I feel like it blends in too much. But yeah, it's still a fantastic piece. Next, I guess I'll just set that up here. This is gonna be full. Next up, we are moving on to one of the first treasure hunts, like super treasure hunts, kind of I ever actually purchased. As treasure hunt rather than just finding in the pegs. This is a Roger Dodger I bought off of eBay. I don't remember what I got it for. Probably too much, honestly. But it's obviously it's 2001 here. Roger Dodger has been a super treasure hunt, I think 4 or 5 times. I almost said countless, but then I counted it. But what's interesting about this, obviously the metal engine piece and the superior exhaust pipes. I hate the Roger Dodger with like the exhaust pipes along the side here. I really prefer this classic design. But you'll see this has a error. It looks like it's not been riveted properly, but if you look at the bottom, there's the rivet. That's because if we look very, very closely, you can see, bump my camera, you can see kind of the rivet is broken inside of there, actually. So I think that's like a really, really unique error that makes this one extra special. You can see it's obviously got the Treasure Hunt 2001 logo. I think that's more goo gone needed there. But all the design goes into the top, and let's go ahead and zoom in there, and you can see it's more of the dot pattern to fade between the colors. So you can see it's got it's like a dark red, then it fades into an orange, and then it fades into yellow, and then obviously it's got that gold trim, and then the black on the inside is such a nice color. And then it's got the white walls, and yeah, you can see the Steely print a lot better on here. It looks like there's like dirt or something on the inside on the tire there, and it's also scuffed the paint on the white walls, but that's all right. Nothing's going to be perfect, especially on an error piece like this. Honestly, I love this one so much. It's such a nice, minimalist from the side, and then such an intricate design on top, and it's such a nice color too. The fading and the color choice, it's just a really, really nice treasure hunt. I still think I prefer I know it's stupid, but I really like the brand tie-in ones. So in the early 2000s, there was Yu-Gi-Oh! And name brand chocolate bars. And obviously in modern mainlines, they have a lot of Mattel IPs. So I think in terms of treasure hunt, or like Roger Dodger Super Treasure Hunts, I think I prefer the 2021 Magic 8 Ball one. But this one is, and I actually got this and the Magic 8 Ball one side by side. I sold off the Magic 8 Ball one a while ago. But this is like, I still have this one and I like it a lot. It's just such a nice error. I also love collecting errors. I've got a 2025, the 70, I think it's 70 Camaro RS, where the car is like all the way up here, like halfway up the blister. It's, yeah, I just love collecting errors. They're just so fun to see. So we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side there. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite vehicles, like ever produced, the Pontiac Regis. I'm so disappointed that it was only ever a concept. I wish it made it to production because the Pontiac Regis is just such a cool, futuristic sports car. Like, obviously, it's not like a supercar or anything like that, but this is just such a magnificent design. It's got really nice body lines here. It's like really well proportioned, in my opinion, at least. God, and it just looks so futuristic as well. Like, futuristic, but not so much so that it's like cyberpunk or like way out there. It looks like a sports car that you could realistically see in like the year 2030. It's just such a cool design. And talk about these tampos too. Oh my God. So obviously, you know, we've got the dot fading here. The dot no, it's not dot matrix. That's the print that they use on premiums. Like I said, I don't know what you call this, but like it fades from like this grayish silver and then it just goes into black on the end here. And you can see it a lot better on the hood as well. It just goes from white, like a silver white, to black. And then the orange tribal markings. Orange is my all-time favorite color, completely. So this one is just, in terms of, like, this is the gem of my collection. It is my all-time favorite favorite casting. Beautiful color. Obviously brown is not like a super out there color, but the metal flake brown is like such a beautiful copper. It's just so nice. And then obviously it's hard to tell, but the roof piece completely detaches, which I think is like such a nice, it's a relic of old Hot Wheels, back when they were assembled by a person rather than just sandwiched by a machine. And obviously the roof is painted as well. It's difficult to see, but because the roof is obviously one big plastic piece on any normal main line, you're going to see that it's just transparent all the way through. But for this, they painted the roof and the back spoiler completely black so as to differentiate them. And oh my God. I'm going to get like a wall-mounted display, and then I'm going to eventually release this from its blister so that I can have it on display and have it in my hands. As for right now, it's just going to stay in the card. And yeah, you can see the only thing I'm not a fan of is the steely wheels. I think that they're bland. That's it, really. But like everything else, and especially at like this angle right here, this is such a wonderful piece. I love it so much. So we're going to go ahead and put that back there. And the last of my early 2000s treasure hunts, breaking up the silver steely wheels. We've got gold steely wheels. This is the, I forgot. These are both 2001 as well. I know I said Roger Dodger, but this one is also from 2001. This one's from 2003. You can see it's got the Highway 35 logo. This is the Treasure Hunt Muscle Tone. Muscle Tone is a fantastic muscle car. It's just like such an aggressive design. You can see it's obviously it's got like a really tiny spoiler in the back. It's got really nice body lines, and look at that front end there. That is so nice. It's hard to tell, but it's like completely ridged on the inside. Like I think it's 3 ridges inside of each. Yeah, you can see it there. 3 ridges. They are just so nice. And then you've got, I don't know if these are, I wouldn't necessarily, yeah, these are kind of flames. Oh, I don't know if I pointed it out here, but here's also the T-Hunt 2001 logo. It's orange, silver, and black. It looks really nice. It obviously doesn't look really nice because it's such a small detail. It's been fucked up in the print. But that's fine. You from a distance, you get what it's going for. It's obviously the like an emblem with a TH 2001. You can tell what it is from a distance, but zooming up close, obviously the tampos don't really do it justice. Excuse me. Then in 2003, they changed it up a bit. You can see that the Treasure Hunt logo is a lot bigger and it's a lot more obvious. And it says Treasure Hunt 2003. Yeah, I gotta bend the card to do that. Whatever. Yeah, you get it. And this is obviously when they had cool little logos for all the Treasure Hunt, or all the series, really. And yeah, I think they did a really good job on the design for this. It's the treasure chest and it's full of gold, which makes sense considering this is a golden muscle tone. It's got a golden base. It just looks so nice. Obviously it's a little bit bland, especially on the back here. There's no tampo on the back, which I feel like they could have done. But what can you do? This is another one that has the like the dot fading. You can see it's fades from yellow into like this gold color. And then it's got a silver outline as well. It looks very clean. The golden steelies. I actually do like the golden steelies. I think they work, especially on this model where a lot of it is gold. They were in fact, like almost all of this is gold. The interior is yellow. The windows are yellow. Most of the tampo is gold or yellow. It honestly just screams like this is made out of gold, and it screams value, which I like a lot. Like it screams its value at you. I feel like the rear wheels are a bit too wide, like they stick out too much from underneath of the fenders or from beyond the fenders. And then in comparison, the front wheels don't stick out enough. So I'm not a huge fan of the contrast there. Like it from a rear profile. Rear profile looks fine, but like a front profile looks not great. But obviously from the side here, it looks fine, and yeah, I like it a lot. And of course, it's a Highway 35 model, so they are really cool. So we're just gonna go ahead and stick back there. Next up, we've got a Matchbox Super Chase. I've got a here. Let me go ahead and zoom in over there. You can see I've got another one, and in fact, I'm gonna get that Ferrari, and I'm gonna bring that over. But yeah, I've got. Oh, hello. There we go. I've got. It's not gonna focus. There we go. I've got the Matchbox Super Chase, and you can see a spoiler for what's to come over there as well. Go ahead and put that back down there. But yeah, this is my first and only, well, aside from the duplicate, my first and only Matchbox Super Chase. I'm going to go ahead and crack this out from its protector. I've never purchased a set of protectors before. These I've just, gotten from Whatnot auctions and stuff like that. But I do have the original receipt. It's public knowledge. I live in New Brunswick. This is one of my local Dollaramas. So yeah, for most times I like to try and keep the receipts. There's one exception, or like one. For most of my Hot Wheels, I like to keep my receipts. I like to. I don't always, I guess is what I'll say. But yeah, I picked this up for $2.30, and this is such a nice classic truck here. Obviously, it's easier to spot from a distance. You just look into the side. There's the logo. I'm not actually fully sure what it looks like on a 2025 and up Super Chase. I've not found one. You can see it's got detailed headlights, a detailed front grille. It's got tampos all along the sides, and it even has rear lights and a license plate. There's tampos all over this thing except the roof. But yeah, it's my favorite color. In fact, I think most of the Super Chases are orange, which thank God, because that's, like I said, all-time favorite color. This specific orange is actually like my #1 favorite as well. But yeah, there's not really much else to say here. It's obviously got these, like, I don't know what Matchbox wheels are called, but they've got like a gold rim. It's got the SC there, the Super Fast. But yeah, this is just like a really nice piece. It's a really novel piece that I'm happy to have found in the wild. In fact, not every single one, almost all but one of my chase piece or super treasure hunts and super chases have been found in Dollaramas. At least in the wild. I've got a handful here that have been found at secondhand shops, collector conventions, and one which I opened from a sealed case, which you're going to see. It was in my last video, actually. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and check that out. It'll be up in here as well. Next up, we have something from so the way I started collecting diecast was my mom collected a lot on eBay before and around the time I was born, and that's where the majority of my collection, or well, actually no, it used to be the majority, but I've collected a lot myself since then. But it's where a lot of the majority of my old car collection is from my mom, and I'm very very grateful. I'm very thankful for her for that. This is one of the ones that I've been. You can ignore the sticker here. I don't have Goog on. I was trying to sell it, and I might still sell it in the future. Part of one thing that I like a lot about diecast collecting is just how much variety there is. You can there's just so much. So a lot of my collection gets swapped out or traded or sold or bought. I try to be a vendor at collections, and I take my entire collection, set them out on a table, and I could sit there for like 8 hours, not sell anything, and I'd still have fun because I just get the opportunity to talk about something that I'm passionate about, which is very happy. And I just noticed the showstopper doesn't have a spoiler. I just noticed, I'm like, wait, that's shaped weird. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, I had the haka loogie. Anyways, like I was saying, yeah, I just noticed that the seared tuner or the showstopper doesn't have a spoiler. But yeah, this is a Final Run XT3, which is a futuristic sort of bullet car. It's got 3 wheels, which I think that's pretty cool. But it's the last of the. I think it's the last. I don't have any Final Runs for 2002, but I know that in 2003 they just released Final Runs in the main lines. But this is a relic of a bygone era when they wanted to retire models. When they wanted to retire their old models that were obsolete, they gave them like a big shebang where they had super intricate graphics. I think most of them were metal on metal, and they had Real Rider wheels. And in fact, this is one of the most unique pieces in my collection because those normal looking PR5s, those are Real Riders. You can hear it. You can hear it's rubber tires. But even on the Hot Wheels wiki, these are listed as just regular PR5s. They're not. These are Real Riders. You can see that they're kind of dull. They don't reflect the way plastic tires do. And I think that's just so neat that they tooled specific PR5s to have Real Riders. I don't know if the whole tire is like made out of rubber or if it's 2 separate pieces. Obviously, I've never cracked one of these. Maybe I'll go on eBay, I'll pick up a second copy, and I'll crack one, and I'll find out for myself. But this one specifically, because it's an old part of my collection, I don't want to be the one to rip it. I might, like I said, I might sell it around $15, $20 in the future. But for now, it's hanging on my wall, and it's a piece that means a lot to me. Obviously, some of them, I'm not going to have a connection to every single car I own. Lord knows my collection's big enough as it is. If I hung on to every single, 90s car that my mom got for me, I'd have no room anywhere. I've sold a lot of the stuff that she's bought for me, and I've sold a lot of the stuff that I bought myself, and I've bought new stuff for me, and I've sold that stuff too. Because part of the novelty of collecting diecast is how much it can trade hands between collectors, and I like that a lot. You can see it's also got a colored back as well because there was just like a lot more budget that went into these before they got delegated to the main lines. I'm going to go ahead and set that up here. Next up, I brought the Ferrari that I just pointed out from the shelf over because this one is a really, really cool piece. This is a custom that I bought at the Moncton Collectors Convention sometime around this summer. And this was, like I said, this was in the summer, so this would have been May or July. This was long before they announced the 2026 CK Super Treasure Hunt. And just look at how perfect they got it. Obviously, there's no tampos here. No tampos, unfortunately, which is a little bit disappointing. It would have been nice to see the Ferrari emblems. But the wheels, they got the correct wheels for the that match the Super Treasure Hunt that's upcoming here. And yeah, this is just a really nice piece. You can, unfortunately, see the acetone discoloration in the back there, which is a little bit disappointing. It's kind of it doesn't look that obviously from a distance. No, you can still see it from a distance, but I mean it's a custom. What can you can't expect it to be perfect. And in fact, I'm actually going to. That actually reminded me. Let me find one that's assembled. Do I have one here that's assembled? I don't have one that's assembled with the wheels, but I am actually working on my own customs as well. This is a prototype of a custom Decidedly Go that I'm going to be making and selling. It's based on the 80th anniversary Magic 8 Ball. I'll have a picture of it right here while I'm showcasing. I knew from the start that I obviously wanted the 8 Ball to be red, and I wanted it to have a metal flake finish. I unfortunately couldn't find metal flake paint, so what I did is I painted, I think, 2 layers and then sprinkled glitter on top and then clear coated. And that creates like the perfect effect. You can see that it's got a texture to it. I think I might need to do another clear coat in order to get rid of the texture. But everything on here is going to be custom painted. I'm going to have the base. The base is going to have details. The engine's going to have details. The exhaust is going to have details. There's going to be tampos, especially right here where the Magic 8, where the 8's going to be. And I'm going to put a custom logo for my custom. I don't want to say company. I don't know if I'm going to make it a company or not, but I'm going to have a logo on it that represents my quote-unquote company. But yeah, and the best part is that the die inside is both painted red and it has white paint on the text, which matches exactly the Magic 8 Ball, like perfectly. So I'm so excited. I'm so passionate about this. I've actually got like 7 Decidedly Goes over there that I need to strip down and paint. Anyways, let's move out of the regular. Let's move out of Mattel's line and take on the 3 things here that I have that are not from Mattel. The first one we have, I won in a Whatnot auction. This is a 1949 Mercury custom. It's an M2 and it's a chase. This is it has pink windows. So the pink windows are part of the normal diecast. But the rims and the bumper, as well as the the grill, basically the the detailing and the rims are all painted pink. I think it looks really, really nice. It matches the tampo and the windows really, really well. And I actually don't know. I don't know if this guy's shirt and her shoes, I don't know if those are changed for the chase or not. But yeah, you can see obviously there were 6,450 produced. 750 of them look like this. And I think that's an opening hood. I wouldn't know. I've never opened one of these before. I think this is the only M2 in my entire collection. I don't really collect like the premium, like the really high-end diecast. It's not really my sort of thing. I think I've only got like maybe 24 Hot Wheels premiums in my entire collection. It's not. I like collecting the main lines. I like collecting the toys that I played with as kids, or as a kid. I was one kid. But yeah, this is still a really nice piece. I like the pink on it a lot. It got like a nice tribal stamp on the back there. It's just a nice piece. It's not really my thing. I'm probably going to sell it at some point, but for now, it's a part of my collection, and I have it on the wall because it's a rare chase. I think that's really cool. Next up, we are moving on to 2 of the 3 green light chases that I found in the wild. I used to have a third one. I think it was a Chevy C10 from the Monster Bag. It was like a monster truck, but I sold it. First up, we have the first M2 or green light chase I've ever found. The first green machine, the 2021 Ford GT from the Michelin. I don't think it's a series. I think this was just a one-off. It's got like the description of how Michelin was started. But this is such a nice casting. Like I said, I don't really collect the high end. I don't really collect high end die cast. I just prefer regular basics. But I can really appreciate all of the detail that went into this casting. Like even, you want to zoom in here. Like you can see not only the really nice, I don't know what these are called. I'm going to call them PR5 since they remind me of the Hot Wheels PR5s. You can see it's got the Michelin logo on the tires and the yellow brake pads, or the yellow, like the brakes behind the tires, which is like such small detailing that I never would have noticed, like on any other car. And I think that's really phenomenal. This is just like such a really nice piece here. And obviously the green chrome stands out like nothing else. It's such an eye-catching piece on a really nice, modern, futuristic supercar. And you can see the vents go all the way through there as well, which is not something you'd see on a Hot Wheels. One set that there. And the other one, which I'm not really a huge fan of, this Greenlight Battalion 64. I'm going to pause and drink some water. Sorry about that, I'm back. Oh, I accidentally just ripped a hole in my pants. Fuck. That's not good. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really as big a fan of this Dodge Diplomat here. I don't mind that it's a cop car. I know, fucking political bullshit. I don't care that it's a cop car. I think the color, like I said, this green chrome looks really nice on like pretty much anything. I've got no problem really with the diecast itself. It's the packaging that really sucks. Oh, geez. Because, like, what the fuck? Could you not upscale this at all? This sucks. Like, who? This is like a fucking 2004 JPEG. Is the... No, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, it's literally just, the background is like a 2004 JPEG that they just put stuff on top of, and I really, not even the full background, this ribbon is like, it's such bad, like a bad graphic design that I don't understand how this made it into final production. It sucks, but, yeah. I maybe that's on purpose. I genuinely don't. I don't know what Battalion 60. This is probably from an N64 game, isn't it? That literally just crossed my mind this very second. Is that this might be from like an N64 game or something, and it's designed that way on purpose, but it's like inconsistent and not very good. It would have been better. Like, I don't even care if they would have used just AI to upscale this, because it would have been nice if this was consistent. But it's like really pixelated and blurry for the graphics. And then this ribbon and all the text is in clear HD. And it's not consistent. Also, oh wait, Jeep, Ford. Yeah, because it's listing all these. But yeah, other than that, there's a lot of detail on this that the base is really detailed. Oh, I didn't show the base on this one's flat, which is disappointing. The base on this one is detailed, and it looks really nice, and obviously there's a full metal on metal casting. But yeah, this is just a really nice detailed piece that's really cool. All right, back into the realm of Hot Wheels, and for the last time, I don't have everything else. Excuse me, everything else that I have here is Hot Wheels. We're gonna go ahead and go into a Hall of Fame now. I'm not really familiar with the Hall of Fame series. I remember I picked this up as a trade. It's a trade that I regret, unfortunately. I traded a bunch of, it was a Kaido house, it was this, and I think it was the Legends Tour Cool Combi and 4 RLC cars for the Roxy Porsche, and I regret that trade every single day that I made it, since I made it. However, I still like this one a lot. I like anything that's got Highway 35 branding, and of course you can see there, as well as what appears to be like, I don't know like what this silver logo is. I know that this is the logo that they used on Velocity X, so that spoke to me as well when I saw this. But this is just like a really nice Lincoln 64 Lincoln Continental. Yeah, Lincoln Continental. Yeah, it's got like such cool flames. I don't even know what this is. It looks like a leopard or a cheetah print on top of the flames. which is like so interesting, and I like that a lot. And it's obviously like a really detailed, or it's not too detailed. It's obviously Hot Wheels. You can see it's got the Steelies, and it's got like this card inside of it that like tells you, again, gives you details on the car itself, which is a really cool detail as well. So I like knowing the lore behind the cars. I like I'm disappointed that the international cards don't have any like for Hot Wheels at least. This is what, oh wait, no, bad example. This is what the back of a international car looks like. Ignore that crease. You can see it's like, it doesn't tell you anything besides just like 800 different languages. So yeah, learning the lore behind my car, like my favorite cars, is such a cool, like one of my favorite aspects of collecting. Next up, we've got an RLC car. It's the only one I have left from that Roxy trade. I've sold the rest of them. This one, I don't know if I'm going to sell or not, because my dad and I both really love Mustangs. This is a 1970 Mustang Boss 302 in Spectra Flame Yellow, aka Gold. Let's go ahead and rip that. No, just kidding. We're going to take it out of its protector and get a closer look, and you can see that they polish it before they put that Spectra Flame on, and it is phenomenal. Plastic spoiler, which they don't do in mainlines anymore, which makes sense because the amount of broken plastic spoilers that are in my loose collection is crazy. They've got these look like old CM5s. From what I've heard, unfortunately, the CM5 tool broke mid-production of accelerators. So it's nice that they've recreated it here with Real Riders, and obviously the shredded Real Riders look really nice. This is a beautiful piece here. I've been debating trying to get whether or not I wanted to get a RLC Club subscription. I'm not super into collecting premiums, so I'm probably not going to. I am tomorrow going to get a sealed A case, 2026 A case, which I'm very excited about. That's going to be another unboxing video here. All right, and now we are done with everything except my super treasure hunt collection, which I am very proud of. First up here, we're going to go ahead and start with the one that I didn't get on a peg, kind of. I found this at a diecast shop in their regular treasure hunt section. And when I brought it up to the checkout counter, I pointed it out to them. I'm like, hey, this is a super. If it's full price, I'll just put it back. That's fine. And they asked the owner, and it's like, no, if it was in that peg, it's good to go. So it was like a magical experience. It was a simulated recreation of finding a real super in the pegs, but it was like in a secondhand diecast store. Shout out to Norm's Diecast and Collectibles. Fantastic diecast store. I've got no real complaints with them. I'm a little bit disappointed that the Frederick and Walmart employees will skim cases and sell them to him. But that's got nothing to do with him. He just buys the cars. He doesn't go out and do that himself. So what can you do? But this, God, I think this is Spectra Flame Antifreeze. I think this is called Antifreeze because it's not yellow. It's like a yellow green. It's like olive kind of. I think it's called Antifreeze. Shredded Real Riders, and the illustration here before they use CG renders. This is I think this is a hand-drawn piece. And it's got so much more detail on it than you would see on in like the modern. Well, not more detail per se, but like even something like the. Excuse me, I've got a cold. Even something like the brake pads, which I don't think you can see on modern Bone Shaker CGs. It was really cool. This is obviously the old tooling, so it's got the tab and post design, other way around. And it's got a metal base, which is really nice because the modern Bone Shaker is like really flimsy. It feels really light.
which for track performance is perfect. Like it's got, because of how little metal it has, it's got like it goes through like downhills. Not, you don't really want to send like an open wheel car through the boosters, but when you do send it through boosters, it fucking flies. But this is like a really nice, and it's got these, I don't know what these, like they're the same as these. They look like CM5s, but obviously they're not because they're real riders. But they just look so good. You can see it's got the open roof. This is the open roof tooling, even though on the illustration it shows a closed roof. Then again, it also shows windows on the illustration, and obviously, there's no windows on here. I'm struggling to remember because I know that they just released a Bone Shaker, and I don't remember if in the 3D CG renders they have the windows or not. But either way, very nice. That's the oldest actual Super Treasure Hunt I have. Now we're gonna go into this one. Is my all-time favorite in my entire collection because this is the first Super Treasure Hunt I ever found in the wild. And I found it in February of this year. This is the orange Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. And oh my god, I've got the receipt that I purchased with it and everything. Look at that mint. There's not a single soft corner on it. It is solid all the way through. And oh my god, it's even in my favorite color, orange. And it doesn't have those ugly white wheels. It's got brown rims and orange trim, which is perfect. It's got like a pearlescent gray base here. You can see it's got like the sparkles in the base. I don't remember what the mainline has. I don't have the mainline Pajero. I've just got the Super. And this is so nice looking. The TH is perfectly subtle, especially since it's only the outline and there's no color. They easily could have filled it with the red or the black or the white, and they didn't, and I'm so thankful because it just looks so clean. The only problem is that the render is so ugly. Oh my god, that does not do it justice at all. At all. But that is still such a beautiful Super. My all-time favorite color. I'm so happy that I have this, and I'm never ever going to get rid of it. This is the piece in my collection that means the most to me. It's the result of 7 years of hunting. I first began collecting Hot Wheels on my own. With my own money. But, as a kid, actually, I still have the very first treasure hunt I ever found. It's the 2011 Olds 442, and it's currently hanging on my rearview mirror in my car because I want it with me all the time. But that's my very first Super. I found that when I was like 10 or 11, maybe 12. This is my very first Super treasure hunt. Like I said, I first started collecting on my own when I was 16 in 2017. And finally, after 7 years of hunting, I found my first Super treasure hunt. And I'm just holding it feels like just really special to me. And I'm so I don't even have the words to say how much I love this thing. It's such a nice piece. Next up, we have one of 4, I'm not shitting you, 4 83 Silverado Super Treasure Hunts I have found. This one is the first of the 83 Silverados that I found. I found this in Montreal. I went there for a few months to live with a friend, and I found this in a Dollarama as a fluke. I wasn't even because I wasn't in a position where I could be collecting seriously. But I went and picked up some oil. I stopped in a Dollarama just to look, and I found this, and it is very nice. Unfortunately, it does have a no. Oh, does it? I thought one of the corners on this was soft, but I appear to be wrong. But yeah, it does have a little chip in the decal, which is a disappointment. But that's okay because it's rare, and this is like one of the most valuable super treasure hunts in the 2020s. I think. I think the most valuable is obviously the gold nugget. Is it a Honda Civic or I think it's a Honda Civic, the gold nugget. But this is one of the more valuables. I think this resells for like $120, which is nice. I don't know if I'll probably let this one go at some point, but I am selling it for the full price of $120. You can see I got it in Montreal here. So it's got a primarily French receipt. And yeah, that's really, really cool. I picked it up along with they had 2 new cases on the pegs at the time, so I picked up the regular mainline as well as this one. So that's why there's 2 Hot Wheels on there. And I'm not kidding. I have found 4 of these in the wild. This is the first one. The second one, I went to a flea market to sell in Nova Scotia. I went to deposit the cash I earned from that in an RBC, and right next to the RBC was a Dollarama, so I went and looked, and sure enough, I found a second one. And then the third one, which you can see up there, they had a fresh dump bin at the Superstore on Main Street in Fredericton, and there were 6 cases dumped, and 2 of them had the supers. I picked up one and I left the other one for someone else. The way I described it, it felt like a test from God. Like it felt like if I took both, karma would come and like kill me on the drive home that day. So I left it on the top of the bin for someone else to find. Because, like I said, I'm not in this for money. I'm not in this to grow a collection. I'm in this because it's one of my autistic special interests. And sharing that interest with other people is what makes me happiest. So I'm sure I posted it on the Facebook group, and I just left it for somebody else who might have wanted it. And they took it, and I don't know who took it, but I hope they're happy with it. I hope they didn't just sell it to Norm for like $70. Next up, we have the only super treasure hunt I didn't get the receipt for, and I'm a little bit disappointed, but I've already marked this as sold anyways, so I'm not really too miffed about it. Obviously, you can see this is the one with the giant fucking crease in the back, but it's not at all visible on the front, which I am very thankful for. This is the Spectre Flame Green Porsche 911 Rally. I think it looks really, really nice. I'm not really a huge fan. Green is not really a color that I like too much. But I like the orange wheels. That's nice. And this is, obviously, it's a Porsche, so it's like a really, really sporty car. I don't really like Porsches. I think they all look the same, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. I like Subarus, and primarily I like fantasy cars a lot. Like I said, World Race is my my. I don't even know how special interest inside my special interest. Yo, dog, I heard you like special interest, so I put a special interest inside your special interest. Oh, I forgot to point out, shredded real riders, slicks on a rally car that is going off-road. What the hell? Why are these slick? Why are these not shredded? That doesn't make any sense. I don't like that. But aside from that, it's like Spectre Flame Green is such a beautiful color. Even though it's not my favorite color, I'm not a huge fan of it. I can appreciate how nice of a green this is, especially in contrast to the mainline where it's like a really dark, dull green. But yeah, I found this in the wild in a Canadian Tire, and I was very ecstatic because, it's always fun finding stuff on pegs. All right, and for the final piece in my collection, kind of, I do have like some boxed stuff over there. I'm not going to go into any of it. You can see I've got a Chevy Impala that's got like, come on, focus. I've got a Chevy Impala, I've got a Honda NSX, I've got a McLaren F1, a Honda Civic like a custom like a diecast custom Honda Civic, Dodge Viper Hot Wheels ID, and that's like a Falcon van. I don't even know what it is. I don't really care. I'm gonna sell it soon anyways. But yeah, in terms of for the final car in the collection, we've got the Ford RS 200, and this is a beauty. The first Golf Super Treasure Hunt I've ever found, well, quote unquote found. I got this in a sealed case I ordered from Granite Toys. I actually had some beef with the owner of Granite Toys originally. Because I suck at reading FAQ pages. So I had a really well-articulated clapback that was entirely unnecessary, and he had a really well-articulated clapback that was also unnecessarily, and we were just dicks to each other for no reason. because I shit you not, I ordered, basically I didn't read the FAQ page because, you know, I just assumed that, you know, it's you subscribe to something, you subscribe to it. But I don't remember what my initial email was about, but I emailed him, and then I think I asked, hey, do you know about maybe approximately when you might be getting the cases? I'm not asking for like a specific date, but you know if it will be in like a month or like a couple weeks. And he was like, hey, no, we don't have any dates. They just kind of send them to us. What you can do though is you can go on the site right now and you can just order a case, and we'll be able to just send that to you. I don't know when your subscription is going to be getting here, and I was like, that doesn't make sense, but okay, whatever. So I went on, I bought a case, and then after that, like a week or two after that, the subscription went out, and not only it wasn't just the subscription for the Q case, it was the P case and the Q case combined. So you can imagine the shock and like the panic I had when like $400 was debited out of my account. So I emailed him. I'm like, what the fuck? Please refund this, please. And he was, and he had like this rude, like kind of rude response, where he was like really sarcastic, and obviously because of my autism, I struggle to pick up on sarcasm. So I gave him like a really well articulated response that was not really thought out, but it was really, really full of words. And then he also did the exact same thing, and I was like, sorry, man, that was really fucking stupid of me, and he did exactly the same, and now we're on good terms. And like I said, I'm not subscribed, but I'm going to, you can actually go on their website right now, as of the time I'm filming this at least. I'm going to wait until after I purchase it before I do that, so I don't fuck myself over. You can actually go on their website right now and order a sealed 2026 A case. And I'm going to continue to purchase cases from them as they're released. And I'm going to continue to unbox them on this channel. And I'm very, very excited for that. Anyways, back to the point. Here's the car. A lot of orange, which is my favorite color. This is a little bit too bright for me. I'm not really huge on like how saturated this orange is. Let's pull up the M2 one here. There's a bit, or the M2 Matchbox. You can see this, like I said, this is my favorite color of orange. You can see that this is like a lot more red of an orange. This is like a grapefruit kind of color, and it's a bit too much, at least in terms of the rims. I like the Tampos a lot. They're like the perfect orange for me, kind of. It's a little bit too much red in it, but it's still such a nice color. And especially the Spectraflame light blue looks so good. Go ahead and zoom in here so you can get all of the details. This is just such a nice piece. And wouldn't you know it, these are both the most valuable Super Treasure Hunts of the year, and I have them both. So, good luck for me, I guess. But anyways, I just wanted to yap for an extended period of time about one of my special interests, and especially about like my quote-unquote most valuable. Like I said, I don't really collect for the value. I collect for the I'm in it for the love of the game, as they say.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I really appreciate it if you've stuck around this long. Get ready to click off and go do a different video if you did stick around this long, or if you were sleeping. There, I hope I woke you up. Anyways, thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.